Griffin on our blue side, SKT on the red. Your champions have been locked in.
Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take.
Oh, that is going to be that first blood coming in. We couldn't even let the SKT fans cheer because they lost Mata in the first minute of the game.
And it went for a turret dive 3 times, and Tarzan says, thank you very much, I'll have an Inferno, and Sword wants a pony.
Exactly, 300 health now. On to Khan, he's in trouble, no teleport available, we'll have a turret here. Clid waiting around, ultimate's going to be traded here, as that's going to be the solo kill for Sword. It's traded back, but they get everything for that one. On those turret plates, speaking of which, SKT going to get a few down here as Sword turns up. Glacial Fissure will be available.
And one of the things that I really like that they're doing is they're lane swapping 2 minutes prior to the Dragon, utilizing having all the numbers on the left-hand side of the map. They get the Herald, and then they should, in theory, be able to swap back and get that Infernal Drake, convert it with Herald into play.
And it might even be the Bazinga, because you can also put it down and maybe get a free Inferno while people have to defend the Rift Herald charge. There's a potential for a 1-2-3 here that blows open the gold, and we kind of want Griffin to keep this a high-tempo game with their lack of a ranged AD carry and the fact that Ezreal's been farming. I feel like if you're not freezing, you got to go all in on the aggression, and this seems to fit the bill.
Yep, that certainly is that. It's going to be first turret going down, and SKT run out of minions on the bottom side, so that tempo that Griffin do have the advantage in is going to be even higher. Now in a turret, under fire, Shelly's going to be able to tank this one up. Already half health, Demolish procs coming in, and 3 members of Griffin will easily rip this turret apart.
And what's a Hecarim going to do? He can't even walk up to the minion wave to Q it. Khan watches on in horror.
Well,
at the
Sword's
same
having
time,
the opposite
he hasn't even
problem.
lost the turret.
Sword's holding it, yeah.
Everything's fine for this guy.
This is fantastic.
Okay, Khan is on a back timing here,
He
so
has
we'll hold on
Zhonya's.
to that.
He has teleport too.
SKT, they should be able to burst this one down. It is taken by Clid very close as Tarzan tries to launch forward. Realm Warp gets SKT out of there, but have they gone far enough? The man drop comes forward, doesn't do too much. Onslaught of Shadows into the back line as Sword gets himself into his Zhonya's. Can he escape? The answer is yes. The dash comes back up, and now Viper is here to give him some cover fire. Griffin, they make it out, but SKT, they don't lose anyone. He's going to join the fight. Half the health bar now on the Dragon is Lehends. Just happy to walk on over, gets Khan out of the fight as Redemption does come down. It's going to be a 50-50 as Tarzan is in this pin as Sword goes into his first Sonya's. The steal comes in. Griffin have locked down the Dragon, and Faker in the back of the pin is trying to kill Sword, but he's so frustrating finally. Teddy locks him down, and now Tarzan. Stopwatch ain't gonna be enough, and Chovy is now waiting in the gates, but SKT don't care. They get themselves into the correct position. Pick themselves up a double for their man in the mid lane, and SKT may have turned it.
Griffin get the steal, but SKT's able to make it front to back. This is the time they were looking for.
Yeah, this
and
is
they
another
last
Realm
kill.
Warp. It's Faker's one this time, as True Shot Barrage is even gonna help try and take Chovy down. Remember, there's no turrets up here, guys, so this might be the great escape, but Khan has a lot of movement speed.
You can't suddenly Weaver's Wall in and do a Pantheon ult. They'll just run.
Faker jumps on over, but it does get interrupted. Faker gets his passive shield. He's down very low. Now finally goes into the stopwatches of the Weaver's Wall. Actually blocks Chovy. He has to flash to get over the top. Mata goes golden. And is Faker falling down? Mata the next one to follow, and SKT can't re-enter this fight.
It was
about
so...
half of his health bar. Chovy clearing out some control wards here as SKT do need to be careful.
All
There's
right.
the Weaver's
It
Wall.
doesn't last that long anymore, though.
Yep, SKT need to try and dive over this one. Khan in fantastic flanking position as Sword trying to keep him out of there. Are we going to go for the smite here? Can Clid get himself into this pit? They're getting it down very, very low. Mata misses the ultimate, unfortunately, as Chovy's over there. Good knockback comes in. It is going to be picked up by Griffin, and they just flash their way out. They're happy to grab and go.
Maybe if he comes in super late, gets a chance kill, but he's nothing else. He can tank Baron a little bit better, but it just plays into the fact that 5v5 is all SKTs, but they're not there.
Yep, well, Clid is going to try and come in for the 50-50. Can he actually get the steal? Realm Warp once again going to try and put Faker in the pit, but no, it's just for the vision. He gets on over, but he's unable to get the steal. Ultimate flies forward from Clid. He flashes to get himself out, but not even Sword is going to die as Teddy very aggressively dives into the Baron pit. But Griffin, once again, it's the grab and go.
And he got so much chip damage. Finally, the mid-tier 1 turret's going to fall. But the silver lining here for SK Telecom is they only have to weather the storm for another minute. And then Griffin is going to have to repeat the same song and a dance.
But, yeah, well, Weave as well is going to come in. Preyseek is not going to stop that one from coming down, and Clid has no want to head towards this Dragon Pit at all.
Which is obviously the one you want if it's gonna be one, but it's gonna be a decent trade. Here we go.
Yep, staying over the side of the wall. Mata does break it though, and there's the knockup. Mata finds it this time. Lehends down to the GA teleport from Griffin as Chovy has finally found the back line. But you can see it's Griffin trying to hold this one up. Can't. Goes golden, gets the ultimate off, and SKT, they found the team fight they wanted, and they should be able to find the Baron a minute before the Elder.
Costs, and right now it's going to be the cost of an inhibitor and maybe more if Akali want to try to solo it. Not seeing that, but Griffin say, well, we didn't pick for this, we didn't comp for this. You can have your inhibitor, but can Griffin do anything?
Yeah, feels like it's already been done, Papa Smithy. Teddy does so much damage that... Viper goes missing.
Round walk into the Elder Pit. They've been able to defend this one. They know that Griffin is in their base.
They've got a guard horse
Tarzan
here as well, Papa. Teleport going to come in as Lehends gets into position. Chovy inside the pit. The ultimate comes down from Lehends as Viper. Has to go golden to steal as the Pantheon ban drops his way into a 4-stack Elder Drake. SKT is still going to be able to grab the kills. Teddy finds even more. It was a heroic steal, but I just don't think it's heroic enough because SKT have routed Griffin and there's only a Chovy that remains.
Chovy's going to try to buy time. He can't do it. What did you get? Elder Dragon. What did it cost? Everything. SK Telecom T1. I think just end it right now.
Exactly. Chovy is going to have to try and go back and do something very impressive, but the stop of the back. And SKT have taken game number 1. This is incredible. Griffin tried to run them around for so incredibly long. It didn't matter. In the end, SKT team fought and they won.
Stabilizing, I feel, in the early into mid transition against the Lucian.
Well,
and
SKT
the
actually aggressively moving into the jungle. That's going to be a double taunt landing. There from Mata. Tarzan very, very low. Will go down for first one. It goes over to Khan. Mata uses his whole health bar, and it's absolutely fine. 2 kills for SKT.
SKT bring 5, and they get the double kill from it. Akali goes top. Really nice roll of the dice. Pays off, and then some. So I actually think Griffin needs to get going in the early mid-game and might have some scaling issues. Azir, a scaling god in and of himself. Azir's now got a lane against a no-flash Lissandra, as we know. And speaking of Lissandra...
Yeah, Faker's going to come on over. He's only level 4, but he's still got enough damage. Clid's going to help out. And Griffin lose 3 in the first 4 minutes.
And that's 3 of your champions want to go into SKT. The Ezreal is going to be all by himself.
Oh, that's a single-man taunt, but he gets stunned up. Mata has to flash to get out of the way. Justice Punch to go back in. Mata knows that he is finished, and Viper picks up the first kill for Griffin.
What is he doing here? Is there a name for if it's good? What if the team is the perfect team for a Cloud Drake? I don't know. You're the one with the names, LS. Come on.
Well, Shelly Rivers, speaking of names, is going to be started up here by SKT. Tarzan taking some damage as he's trying to get them off it, but it looks like SKT should be able to have a monopoly of this area. Chovy moving on over, wants to take down Faker. It's stolen somehow as Teddy is trying to find the teleport. Gets it! Just before Viper makes his way into the fight, but can Griffin still manage to get the work done? The answer is just a straight up no. The ultimate comes through from Chovy to get one on the back end, but you can see Faker still trying to do damage. Mata is in here with 200 health. He does have a lot of damage available there at this particular level, but Faker should be able to finish this one off. One more auto. Can he get on top of Chovy? Gets it with the final Q.
The series, but Griffin needs to stop making mistakes like they have been too much today.
Well, Tarzan's looking for Clid. Griffin's still not ready to stop fighting just yet. Couple more autos onto Mata will stun him up. As Clid's fighting on with Tarzan because Faker, he's got the inside track. Another culling comes out. Not the cuddling this time. Lehends wasn't there with the door availability.
Azir's first roaming on Alessandra already tells you everything you need to know about how mid lane has gone. Chovy tries the ult.
He's going to get in there. Clid's going to get locked down, but the heroic entrance comes in. The bouncy castle is erected, and Faker locks down the kill on his opposite number. Make that a double as the Olaf falls, and the Cloud Drake will be taken.
Origin had played way better than G2, so go for recency. Well, now everyone laughs and says recency bias.
One more time, but the minion wave just evaporates.
This is about as all in as he can get as Chovy gets over to the side. The flash does come in from Khan, stays out of vision, but it doesn't matter when it's Alessandro. Heroic entrance comes forward, Khan still alive for so long. Gunblade comes in, and he's in turret range. Khan, the god!
Khan's able to clean it up. Mana in position as well. It's all too obvious. That's how he knew to kite back, and kite back to a benefit, as Sword is pretty overextended, but can ult away.
Yeah, Onslaught of Shadows is going to help him here. Clid still chasing after the horse. The teleport comes in. No CC necessary because the best CC is death.
So if they decide as a team they want Infernal, you say thank you very much, sir. Enjoy your Infernal. They took exception, and it's now just trying to kill everyone. Where they stand. Griffin, though, they're trying to outnumber on Faker.
Yeah, should be able to get a knock up here. Okay. Jumps through the wall with the Onslaught of Shadows, but heroic entrance comes down. They don't have enough damage. It's Faker. He's even still alive. Stands amongst three. Straight up doesn't care. Shifting sands. Gets him the shield. He even takes down the horse himself. SKT, they grab a couple of kills, and it just looks like Griffin are too far behind.
I don't think Griffin can fight for two objectives, and I think you get whichever one you
so
really
either.
want. So go for bonus. Here we go.
There's the flash. Big taunt coming out from Mata to start this one off. Lehends throws the ultimate back towards Teddy, but it doesn't interrupt the culling. It's not the cuddling anymore. Chovy trying to stand in the back line, but he just does no damage. Sword is too late to the fight, and as he jumps in, he just gets taunted. Faker sweeps the floor, and Griffin members die. The Ragnarok's not going to be enough. Viper can't run fast enough. And Griffin, I think you're done this time around. Khan's found Tarzan, and he's just playing with his food.
Cleans him up. That's another kill to SKT. Another wipe. They're pushing through mid lane. They want to go home early.
Yeah, exactly. We've got 4 minions here. SKT, they can tank up turrets if they want to. Maybe not Mata, as Viper still does some damage. But look at these turrets melt. The Nexus will follow, and SK Telecom will move to match point in the final of LCK Spring 2019.
Into her red and eventually maybe look to make a dive.
Well, it might be
Clid's
Clid that comes in first. Exactly right. Gets the flash knockoff, and Viper should be going down. Lehends just has to watch as the Talia bites the dust. 2.5 minutes.
And you
I feel like that should have never happened. We were too busy talking about MMOs and things like that. As Tarzan and Clid are once again going to find one another. That is great reaction time there from Tarzan, who wants to get the cocoon off. Lands it, but that's on a minion. It's not what you want, and that's the second kill for SKT. The flash from Lehends. Once the kill under Clid. He does so much damn damage, but just not enough. 100 health gets Clid out of there. Right, World Ender does come out on the top side of the map as Khan hasn't used his yet. They're trying to fight this one out. Sword should be able to get there. Wind Slash comes in, but it's not late enough. Look at that health bar. Gets himself the shield. Not enough. Sword gets the 1v1 solo kill.
And I mean, that's a really key solo kill right now for Griffin. They needed that kind of pressure relief inside of this game.
Once again, something to only keep them in the conversation, but at least the conversation isn't over at the 10-minute mark of game number 3.
We take a look at this replay, and you can see that Khan's handshaking something he can't win, which is very uncharacteristic of him.
He's trying to wait out World Ender and gets the calculation off, and then by the end he can't escape, so he's dead. But all we can say is all the information was present. He misplays it. A rare, nice moment. It's nice to hear some clear comms. The late game is not your friend.
Whoa, okay, Clid. He's going to turn up. Chovy gets in here, wants to find an ultimate position, throws it out, doesn't land it onto Clid, but there's the Dark. We've got the man drop. Lehends doesn't land the damage, but Clid has nowhere to go, and Faker can't affect anything now. This might be the Griffin turnaround.
Second item completions means you can't play the lanes the same way.
Well, that's going to be the knockup. That's going to be the stun. There's so much CC, but the seismic shove isn't enough. Aftershock is there for Faker, remember, and they turn it completely on its head. Sword is doing a lot of damage. Clid has to flash to get out. World Ender, probably not going to be enough here to save Sword's life. Gets the flash. Umbral Dash gets him out of there. Flash forward from Faker, though. Avoids and destroys as SKT turn it around.
Classic Faker eyes, they make the turn, they read Griffin, and this might be the straw that finally breaks the backs of Griffin.
Yeah, well,
Tarzan
getting it turned around on him as well. The stopwatch is there. They've got such low health bars. Great flash from Tarzan. He was mashing hard enough as SKT, they get out of there with a Realm Warp, and they get themselves into the Dragon Pit.
Teddy's thinking to himself, haha, great job, guys. He's just idly sitting up there, chipping away at the turret.
He's got
thinking about
he's
Janair
like, I've got a
days.
global ultimate, guys. It's
How
okay.
far he's
Just
come.
make sure you fight them in a specific area. Because Lehends turns up and says, this is my area. Immediate cleanse. But the Ignite comes in afterwards. Aftershock, Brock solo kill for the Pantheon. Is this my solo queue? What's happening?
We're not going to lose the game over 100 gold. You don't have to fight if you don't want to.
Well, Khan, he's going to start a fight here, but just immediately gets evaporated. Clid now tries to get out, locks himself in with the Cataclysm, and it's Teddy here with the damage. The Silas is going to fall. The Flash Sword from Lehends gets a double on this Pantheon. Teddy turns it, gets himself the stun. Knockup comes in, and that's another one. Viper finally getting in amongst this fight. There's another one going in the mid lane, though, and Sword gets rid of Faker. Viper now trying to get out as Teddy is turning it now. It's his turn to carry. Gets another one. Sword, can he get the 1v1? And I think the answer is no. That is 4 for 4.
And even though SKT conspire to make that so competitive with Khan offering himself as a sacrifice, Teddy's still too strong, too early. The teleport comes in. Sword, where you going, mate?
Yep, I don't know. Khan is going to be here. Umbral Dash going to be available. This is really
He's role-playing a wall.
sneaky. Oh my god! He does it! You could not have timed that better.
Standing on a ward.
Yep, stun comes forward. Oh, is able to get out of it with the tenacity. True shot barrage. That's going to come in. Lehends dodges it. Tower falls down mid lane and SKT.
Massive for them.
Well, Tarzan's going to try and make this a 50-50. Sword diving on forward. There's the man drop. Weaver's wall. All of the buttons are being pressed. Sword going down to the world end of the AoE's finally getting in there. Lehends not doing enough damage. And Khan says the last fight was an illusion. This is a double kill. Make it a triple as Chovy tries to get out and just finds the backhand of an Ezreal.
And maybe 2018's an illusion because SK Telecom T1, they're on a rampage to close out this series and go to MSI.
And they're swimming right up the river to this Baron.
They're charging right towards the Baron, and Griffin are going to have to watch with the gray screen as it goes over to SK Telecom. Teamfight breaks out. Doesn't matter if the Avengers are here or not. SK Telecom's team composition is too durable, too tanky, and Griffin are too slow to the fight. As surprising as that is, Chovy's helping, not helping enough.
Teddy wasn't there to start the fight, so Griffin says, well, we got rid of the guy who ruined us last time. Let's just try and fight without him. They still lose. It was a really good performance
that
on
was a
both
good
sides.
series.
But now, the next two, forgettable.
Well, Griffin is still going to try and find it here. Mandrop comes down. Repel is up. Lehends finds the flash, jumps onto Teddy, but Teddy's out of there. Can he create enough distance as Chovy has locked down Mana, but is it actually going to be enough?
Well.
Khan gets in, has himself the triple knock-up, dives forward. It's going to be Teddy that grabs that first kill for SKT, and now Khan is just sweeping this one under the rug. It's all too much. Faker finally gets himself one of these in these team fights, and Viper has nowhere he can be on the map.
It felt like I was looking at Ghosts of Christmas Past and what this game could have been.
Yeah.
They outnumbered, it was the perfect play, but there's just too much gold on SKT.
That's called smacking him with your wallet, Papa Smithy. As True Shot Barrage not going to work. The Vipers still for a long time. See your death and see your defeat in the LCK final for Spring 2019. Spring often does this to us, gentlemen. We often get the quick ones in the early stages of the year, but this is one that I don't think anyone expected. SKT 3-0 over Griffin after their incredible first round robin.
SK Telecom, this has truly been one hell of a season for them in spring 2019, as well as just seeing their growth over the split unfold. That was the biggest storyline, I think, for this team. From all the way from the Casper
They
Cup.
weren't the dream team at the start.
Right. All the way from the Casper Cup here to the finals. You can see them going Super Saiyan throughout the duration.
It's actually a
of the split.
linear graph going up. It's like most of their gold leads throughout this entire split. Honestly, it's been absolutely incredible from SKT.